Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Galicia. I'm the WorkStudy Coordinator for the Office of Financial Aid, and I'll be recording the WorkStudy training for you. Here's an agenda. We'll be going over brief introductions, guidelines, handshake, referrals, UCPath, and ending with CalFresh information. What is WorkStudy? WorkStudy is a need-based form of financial aid that students can earn through on or off-campus employment. The purpose of financial aid is to help students meet higher education costs, reduce their reliance on loans, and gain work experience. For departments, there's a benefit. Departments only pay 40% of gross earnings, a 10% administrative fee, and WorkStudy pays 60% of their gross earnings. Typically, WorkStudy is cut off during winter quarters. On this slide, we have an example of students earning $100 gross earnings. The breakdown is the department would pay $40 of their fee of the earnings, $10 a fee, and WorkStudy would pay $60. Okay. Administrative surcharge reports departments will receive on a monthly basis. They are usually details of the breakdowns between departments and WorkStudy, and it's used for reconciliation. Eligibility. WorkStudy, as I mentioned before, WorkStudy is a need-based form of financial aid. To be applicable for WorkStudy, students must file a FAFSA or DREAM Act application prior to March 2nd and have sufficient need. Depending on the need, each student may vary in the amount of their WorkStudy award or may have their award reduced or increased depending on their financial situation. It is therefore crucial that departments have enough funding to cover their student employees' earnings with or without WorkStudy eligibility. Students are able to see whether they received financial WorkStudy on their award letter. They will be able to download referrals on September 13. WorkStudy begins September 20 for this academic year and ends June 12. Typical awards are $3,000. For department positions, the minimum wage should be $13 and it will increase on January 1st, 2021. They should be non-career staff positions, and the job descriptions require to clearly define job functions, establish clear work expectations, and must be detailed. This slide is a small, did you know? And I wanted to point out that there has been a high increase in wages earned on WorkStudy. WorkStudy employment regulations. On-campus WorkStudy students are governed by the federal employment regulations, policies for non-represented UCSB students, UCSB employees. We encourage departments to take a look and read over these policies. WorkStudy recommendations. While working can help students build skills and provide WorkStudy experience to students, we want to emphasize that school is the main priority for our students and encourage them in succeeding in their academics and graduating on time. We recommend that students work 15 to 20 hours per week. WorkStudy cannot pay for benefits of any kind. Non-federal share may be subject to both benefit accruals and state and federal taxes. We ask that departments retain employment records for 5 years, and it should include the job description, the referral, and their timesheets. And that departments post on Handshake. Okay, Handshake is a UCSB new powerful recruiting platform. What can you do with Handshake? Part-time or full-time jobs, post internships, WorkStudy positions, career services updates, career fair registrations. So Handshake, for more information on Handshake, this is a great tool for that we have through career services. Handshake trainings are usually done by Kathy Johnson. And for more information on trainings, I suggest you emailed since we don't have that information posted. Important dates on handshakes are that I wanted to point out is that after August 17th, students are able to apply. You can now post handshake employment opportunities for students. And again, September 13th is the first day that students are available, have referrals available to them. Okay, work-study referrals. So for the once the student has referrals and provides it to the department, it allows the departments to verify their eligibility. They must be submitted the Wednesday before the pay period end date. They must have the 4-letter department code. The earn code should be regular. Have the start and end date. And account fund sub. Sub 0 for academic students, sub 2 for student support staff. Under no circumstances should student employees be earning under sub 1. It must have the employee classification. Student support is 5. For academic students, it's 11. The position pool ID these are the typical 4 position pool IDs. F for undergrads, D for defer action, E for non-California undergrad resident, and W for graduate students. I do want to also mention that wages will begin splitting after the start date on the referral. Accessing work-study referrals, screenshots, students through the process of downloading referrals. So you would go into My Aid Status on their financial aid website. The work-study referral will be under award letter. You would scroll down, go under work-study eligibility, click on that. And once you click on that, this is what you would see, the work-study eligibility. And you would have to click on referral form. This is one of the referrals for on-campus. I have a question here. I'm hiring a student for use in dining as a caterer. What employee classification code and position pool do I use? For on-campus referral, it's a student position, so it would be 5. And the pool ID would be F. Okay. For a defer action referral, on-campus referral, here's the question. I am hiring a dream student as a tutor at CLS. What employee classification code and position pool ID do I use? Okay, defer action status. And for this particular referral, it would be 11 because tutors are considered academic. And the position pool would be D for defer action. For this example, this is a non-California resident. I'm hiring an out-of-state graduate student as a teaching assistant. What employee classification code and position pool do I use? So make sure it's a non-California resident referral. The employee classification would be 11 because this is a grad student, academic, and the position pool would be a W for graduate. Now I'll be moving on to UCPath. I'll be going briefly over single positions, multi-headcount positions, department funding entry, work-study award table, and salary cost transfer. Okay, for a single position, a new position, you would have to request the position under position control requests on UCPath. For a single position that already exists on UCPath, you would have to go under pay path actions to add the pool ID. Okay. For a multi-head count existing position, you would have to go use this task to request that a work study position be added on UCPath by copying an existing position's data. After you save and submit a position request, it is automatically routed to the appropriate department approver. Okay, this would be what it looks like to duplicate a new position. You would have to do the effective date and click initialize. Okay, you will look under the position number. You will look for a position number to replicate. You would click OK. The description page displays the information from the position you entered, and you can update the information as necessary. When you're finished reviewing the copy data and making any necessary changes, click the specific information tab. Here, this is where you would review the max head count. It can range from anything to 5 to 50. And make sure you include the position pool ID. You would click on the icon to view work study codes. This is the example of the 6 codes available on UCPath. And again, the most common would be the F code, which is work study on campus. To duplicate the new position, you will also have to enter the employee relations code. These are, once you click on the icon, these are the options. Make sure you click on the correct ERC code. Then you would save and submit. This is what you receive once you click save and submit. You would get the transaction ID and position number as new. So this is what happens when a student's work study runs out. Well, we need to move them into a new position without a position pool ID number. How will we know to do this? And what if this update doesn't happen? So there's couple questions here. So the way, if a student's work study runs out, you will be either notified by our work study unit if there are any changes to their financial need. There are times when a student's financial package award is either increase or decrease. We recommend departments to move students into non-work study positions once their work study award has ended. Departments can track of students' award amounts via the work study table. I will show you a slide later on here. Also, UCPath has a Cognos report departments can download, which will provide this type of information. Okay, I will be showing you here the funding entry for each single position and also multi-head position. You would go under funding entry on UCPath and make sure to have sub 2. Again, under no circumstances should a student's position be on sub 1. Okay, to remove pool ID for a single position and also a multi-head position. For a single position to remove pool ID, you would go into PathPath Actions. Here, it will give you the information of the position, okay? To remove pool ID from a multi-head, you would need to transfer, and you would use Smart HR Transactions. Please make sure to select correct transfer template for staff or academic. Okay, this is the award table, work study award table I mentioned before. And to request access to the work study table, your department security administrator must submit a ServiceNow ticket. What happens if I need to apply work study splits or remove work study splits to earnings? The answer is a salary cost transfer, SET. or AKA direct retro. These are the work study codes for salary cost transfer. The most common you will see are the D, W, S, and P. If you see the Y, X, or Z, those are typically errors, and it means that no work study split. Okay. So this is a salary cost transfer example to apply work study. This example is the C code, which means there's an error. And to fix this, you would have to click on the Apply Remove Work Study and add work study for this position to split. Now, the salary cost transfer to remove work study example, here is the arrows where it goes to apply, remove work study. You would just add or remove work study. For this example, you would remove work study. To make changes to work study, what do we use? Salary cost transfers. This comes to an end. This is our last slide, and I wanted to talk a little bit about CalFresh. CalFresh is a program that provides monthly benefits to assist low-income households in purchasing the food they need to maintain adequate nutritional levels. Many of our work study students are typically food insecure and are eligible to CalFresh, which can assist them in buying groceries. For some students, it can mean the difference between paying rent and buying groceries. So we encourage our on-campus departments to spread the word and encourage work study students to apply to CalFresh. Advocates are available via virtual chats, phone, or email. Okay, this concludes our work study training slides. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please email us at fin8wsp@sa.ucsb.edu. Again, if you have any questions about any of the information on the slides, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.